Good morning and welcome to the TAS Morning Show. Hope you've had a restful long weekend. Now let's take a look at the top stories in the Sultanate of Oman this week. In a first, Oman plans to offer long-term residency to foreign investors as part of the economic stimulus plan that has been approved by His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq. Dr. Saeed Al-Sakri, Minister of Economy, stated that granting long-term residency to foreign investors will improve the business environment in the country. The economic stimulus plan was approved by His Majesty the Sultan after having reviewed the position of the national economy and the challenges posed due to the slump in oil prices and the rise in fiscal deficit and general debt, coupled with the impact of measures that had to be undertaken due to the COVID-19 pandemic crisis. Now, to understand more about the economic stimulus plan of the Sultanate of Oman, it is based on 5 main axes, namely incentives pertaining to taxes and fees, incentives to improve business and investment environment, incentives to boost small and medium enterprises, incentives for the labor market and employment, and banking incentives aimed at enhancing economic recovery and attracting foreign investments. The economic stimulus plan targets the diversification of the national economy during the 10th five-year plan, with emphasis on sectors of industries, agriculture and fisheries, mining and mineral products, in addition to the hospitality sector, cultural, logistics and educational activities, and their supportive and complementary sectors. Other incentives include sprucing up business and investment through facilitation of entrepreneurship, as well as incentives related to the labor market to generate employment opportunities for Omani job seekers. The stimulus plan also includes reducing the income tax rate on small and medium enterprises for the years 2020 and 2021, as well as reducing the rental value in the special economic zone of Dukum and other industrial zones until the end of 2022. Further, hotel establishments have been exempted from income taxes for the 2 tax years of 2020 and 2021. Citizens and expatriates residing in Oman have welcomed the stimulus package endorsed to meet Oman's Vision 2040 and to help the economy recover from the impact of the pandemic. Those private sector companies that have fulfilled the approved Omanization ratio will get a reduction in fees to recruit and renew work permits of expatriate employees. There will be a 50% reduction for firms and establishments fulfilling approved Omanization percentage, while a 25% reduction has been approved for firms with a significant Omani workforce. The reduction in expat work permit fees is applicable for intermediate, technical and specialized positions. Now, the Central Bank of Oman has directed local banks, finance and leasing companies to postpone the repayment of loans of Omani citizens who have been terminated from jobs. The Central Bank of Oman has also directed financial institutions to postpone loan repayments until the end of September 2021 for those Omani employees whose salaries have been reduced due to the adverse effects of COVID-19. Now, while commercial activities in Oman have been directed to stay closed from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m., the Government Communications Center announced that home delivery service from foodstuff shop and restaurants are allowed to continue post 8 p.m. The Supreme Committee in a statement clarified that fuel stations, health institutions, private pharmacies, home delivery services and tire shops located in fuel stations are now exempted from the night closure. In the last 8 years, Oman has recorded a significant drop in death cases related to road accidents, according to a report by the Royal Oman Police. In a statement issued, the Royal Oman Police said there has been a 67% drop in death due to road accidents from 2012 to 2020, while accident-related injuries has dropped by 70%. Meanwhile, the number of vehicles registered in the country has increased by 58% in 8 years, while the number of driving licenses issued has increased by 65%. Now, more than 11,000 passengers who arrived in Oman so far have been through institutional quarantine at various hotels across the country. Last month, the Supreme Committee imposed mandatory institutional quarantine for all passengers arriving in the country in the wake of rising coronavirus cases. His Excellency Sheikh Rashid bin Ahmed Al Shamsi, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Social Development and Head of the Relief and Shelter Sector, revealed that 10% of the arrivals were Omanis, while 90% of those under institutional quarantine were expatriates. A total of 482 hotels have checked in travelers for institutional quarantine, of which 200 hotels are in the Muscat Governorate alone. And with that, we come to the end of today's news bulletin. Keep following the Arabian stories for the latest updates in the Sultanate of Oman and beyond.